Follow Sports View London.
Great weekend. Obviously, we have a new IBF heavyweight champion of the world. It's Anthony Joshua. He did amazingly well. Went out there, fulfilled his potential, and forevermore his name will be in the record books as a British world champion. It's a very short list, but he is one of them. And he should be very proud of himself. His team should be proud. Promoters, friends, family. He's really done it well on a real good stage. O2 Arena, it was buzzing, it was rocking, every seat was sold. It was a beautiful vibe in there. And really had a good time. And I was doing the commentary for Sky box office, and everybody basically agreed with. It's hard to pick any faults whatsoever in his performance. He walked in super cool, calm, icy cool. The guy, or maybe Joshua, didn't allow Charles Martin to do anything of any note. I didn't see one clean shot landed by Martin, and he did what all those solid fighters do when they've got someone in front of them who ain't doing much. You got to get him out there and get him out there in emphatic style. That's exactly what Joshua did. Clean shot to the button. Good night. And Charles Martin, he probably could have got up, but he didn't want to get up. You could see that he was looking at the referee. Joshua said that the referee came into the change room prior to the fight and said, if you get knocked down, get up at 8 and walk towards me. And if you're in a fit condition to continue, I'll let you carry on. And the referee counted 7, 8, 9, and at 9 the guy's still sitting down on his bum. 9.5. As he gets to 10, he starts to rise. He wanted out of the fight. He felt the power, and he wanted nothing to do with it. So, Charles Martin, won the fight on a bit of a fluke anyway, and he's been nudged out. The cream rose to the top, and another very, very exciting champion to add to a very, very good heavyweight division. So, the future is very bright for Anthony. I envisage him having I believe Eddie Hearn said he wants to fight at Wembley, which would be amazing. Sort of a big sort of homecoming Wembley battle. I think they've got it penciled for July 9th. Strangely, the same date as Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko have their rematch. But as I said on the broadcast, if there are two fights going on, Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua versus anybody versus Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko, there's only one fight to watch, and that's Anthony Joshua. Because if you think that might be a controversial statement, just watch the first fight with Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury and tell me if you'd want to watch that again. I personally wouldn't, but this is boxing, and I'm sure they'll try and hype that fight up like it's going to be a super fight, which is probably going to go exactly the same way again. So exciting times in the heavyweight division. I'm happy to be back in the mix. I saw there was an article earlier saying from it was Eddie Hearn or something, saying that he's thinking of me versus Joshua possibly next year. Kind of tallies up. Ideally I'd like it later on this year. I've got my next 2 fights already lined up. My next one's Arnold the Cobra Gargaj, or however you spell his name or pronounce his name, on May 21st at the O2 Arena. Shannon Briggs will be also joining me on that undercard, and if he's to win that fight, then I'll bust him up after that, probably later on in the year at some stage. So exciting times there. And obviously if Joshua's fighting July 9th, he'll probably fight again after summer, maybe October, something like that, and then have 2 sort of a voluntary and maybe a mandatory, maybe a Joseph Parker fight, and then after that I'm positive he'll beat those guys. And after that, early 2017, I'd love the opportunity to show what the old boys still got.
Follow Sports View London.